a handful of boys that we'll get to as the game progresses that are playing in the carnival for the first time. And there is some guys that will be looking to have one last big performance. I'm looking at Harry Van Hatten in the ruck, who probably hasn't quite had that commanding performance just yet that others have had.
Well, he's going to be up in the ruck in the first ball up here, Brent, as we get underway. He's going up against O'Brien, the number 36 for Vic Metro. The first clearance, though, is going the way of Hanegraaff for Country, and he kicks it towards the half-forward flank. Good spoil from behind by Spencer, who's been part of this very stringent and diligent Vic Metro backline right throughout the carnival, alongside the likes of Tyson Bradley and Billy Wigmore as well, and Tate Hodgson. So they're the Vic Metro plays to keep a lookout for today. This one we have to mention off the top, Cody Buick, the Essendon father-son prospect for next year, is playing today, the number 5 for Vic Metro. Big tackle there applied by Hanegraaff again, who got the first clearance of the game. Had a big game the last time we saw Vic Country play, Brent. He had the 20 touches and 9 contested possessions. He was pretty impressive on the ball that day. But this man has been very impressive throughout the carnival. Harvey Cook, a bit of a bolter, you'd have to say. Gets the free kick and handballs off to McGowan, who kicks towards half forward over the head of Hounson. One-on-one with his fellow number 34 in Clancy Snell, who ran out of real estate. But Snell, one of the best, potentially the best key position defender in the draft class this season. Had a big game for Vic Country in the last game against South Australia. So 25-minute flat quarters today in the Marsh National Under-18 Championships. Van Hatten, that is what we wanted to see, grabbing it out of the ruck, wrenching it away, feeding McGowan, kicking it high. Awkward ball here for Knapp, and didn't get the bounce he was after, but somehow made it work. Handball's inboard, wants the 1-2. Instead, Hicks has a flying shot at the goals, right to the top of the goal line, marked! And this man has had a terrific championship so far, Sam Gafer, and he will have a look at the first goal of the game for Vic Metro. He has kicked 7 goals 3, making 8 goals 3 in the carnival so far. He kicks it out of the grandstand into the trees. Good luck fetching that. Construction workers on duty today, but what a start for Vic Metro. Gafer gets the first goal of the game, and Vic Country, after an early clearance, unable to defend that one away. It was Gafer getting the first goal of the game, Brent.
Yeah, terrific mark at full forward there from young Sam. 194 centimetres. This is his draft year, and he's put his name up in lights in the carnival. Now, he's a relation to Collingwood's Mick.
Yes, he is the nephew of the 1990 Premiership player, and had a really good year in the Talent League as well for the Northern Knights. Okay,
so the Metro boys with the first goal of the afternoon. Teixeira bumped off that footy, and so instead it's the Country boys who will win the clearance. Hanegraaff with a little bounce, and then a kick that is a little bit ill-direct. It goes out in front of Alec there, who was actually second running to the footy. He had to tackle Tyson Bradley, and the ball goes out of play. We mentioned Buick a moment ago, Kobe Buick, so he's in for his first game in the carnival today. He's the only underage player playing for Metro this afternoon, so the only boy that is not in the draft crop this year. He didn't miss out by much. He's born on the 10th of January, so he's only just missed out. And two-time premiership player, his dad, Darren Buick, who...
he's a star.
Yeah, I didn't quite see him. You're a bit older than me, Benny, so you'd remember Darren, and certainly Bombers fans of a certain age would remember him. Here's Teixeira slipping away from a would-be tackler, drives them inside 50, and a commanding mark taken by Sam Gafer.
What a start. I have really enjoyed his championships so far. A couple of weeks ago at Marvel Stadium, he didn't get necessarily the scoreboard reward for effort, but he was competitive both in the air and on the ground, which I think scouts these days, that's the number one thing you're looking for in a key forward. Then he got scoreboard reward for effort then against South Australia a couple of weeks ago when he kicked the 4 goals too. Can make it 2 goals here, Brent.
Yeah, that goal a moment ago was his 8th of the carnival. He's played in every game. This is a relatively elementary kick right in front, 35 metres out. Gun barrel straight. And the first 2 goals of the game go the way of Sam Gafer, who has started sprightly, and he's a boy who can really jump. He took a great mark that you might have seen in the Talent League earlier this year, playing for the Northern Knights. His local footy club is Banyule, so he's a Northern boy, and boy, what a start for he and Vic Metro in this match.
So today he probably is the number 1 forward. I think throughout the carnival for Vic Metro so far, their bottom ager in Jake Miller has been their number 1 number one key forward. I think he's been outstanding, one of their stars, but he's been rotated out of the game today. Harrison Leader, who's his Northern Knights teammate, Gaffer's Northern Knights teammate, is into the game today. How about that from Van Haddam? Out of the ruck and then inside 50. Hounsome lurking dangerously, as is Elsuki, who's into the game today. Hounsome, did he hold that in? He didn't, according to the umpire. The ball was held to him, and it will be a ball up inside 50 here. Hounsome, who can do some ruck work as well, as playing the key forward role. Kennedy did well not to give away the free kick there. Hounsome trying to wrench it away from Jordan Knapp, who's been the most prolific ball winner for Vic Metro this carnival. To share at the back. Hicks couldn't quite gather cleanly. Country defence under siege here. Walker had it stripped away from him. To share and missed the hand pass. Kennedy stripped of it though himself. Walker accelerates away. Just got a kick away. Not a lot of talk around him. Vic Country doesn't really matter too much for them as Drever. We get a glimpse of the acceleration on display there. Deep kick inside. Bradley in front. Able to knock it away there from Mensch, who's into the team today for Vic Country. Nate Mensch, who's the son of David Mensch, who played a lot of games for Geelong and is therefore father-son eligible next year, Nate Mensch.
Country in the attacking 50, trying to bang his way through there was Hodgson. Ball broke free. Here is Spencer. Got a little handball outs. Got it back again. Handball happy here in the back 50 at the moment. Metro. Hicks. Handball to his running teammate who slashes through the middle. It's a good kick up to half forward. This is Elsuki. First game of the carnival. The Doggies NGA prospect. So you'd imagine if he gets into the big league, he'll play a lot of footy on this ground. No mark able to be taken, and it comes away through Ladbrook, who shares his handball with Phillips, who's had a good carnival, but maybe a little bit quieter in Ballarat a week and a half ago. And that kick's gone down the line and is intercepted out there on the far side. Bradley again, I think this might be, who drives Metro back towards half forward. Strong hands and a nice mark taken out in front by Antonellis. And his kick just drops a little short of Gaffer this time. Ball came out the side. This is Leader. And he's wrapped up, and Metro will have a ball up about 15 metres out from their goal.
Dangerous times here for the Vic Country defence. Leader again, sharks it, snaps it, and goals it. That's a nice way to make an impact in your return game to the National Championships. Harrison Leader kicks Vic Metro's third goal of the game. It's all the Northern Knights boys doing the damage to the right of screen at the moment. He played in the first game against WA and kicked a goal from the 9 disposals. Hasn't played the last couple of games for Vic Metro, but won his spot back after a couple of goals against the Western Jets. And he's back out there today for Metro and making an immediate impact, and alarm bells big time for Nick Cox and the Vic Country side there, Brent.
Yeah, well, Country would have come to this game today looking to try and claim the scalp of the Metro boys. We know it's a big rivalry, but they've lost their last 2 games in the Carnival Country, and really disappointingly, looking like they were in position to get victory in both of those games, and obviously lost to SA by just the 1 point. But they have not started very well here at Mars Stadium. Metro in the forward 50 again. Elsuki just threw it on the boot, and it tumbles out of play deep in the left forward pocket.
Well, it's a bit similar to a few weeks ago when Vic Metro played the Allies, which I was here for, and they put on 8 goals 4 to nothing in that first quarter. Vic Metro, they blew the Allies away in the opening stanza, and they've made a similar commanding start to this game.
And attacking again, dominating field territory in the ruck, grappling. That was Hounsome against Alec. Antonellis twisting and turning. Oh, great touch on the kick. Again, it's just come up a little short. Ball ricocheted back to Elsuki. And the umpire has to call for a ball up. So Khalid Elsuki, Western Jets and Newport. He's kicked 31 goals in the Talent League this year. He's only played 8 games. So he is a known goal threat. As we're tied up underneath again here. Noah Williams making the tackle. The umpire will have to intervene again.
There's a chance that Khaled Elsuki gets a very early bid as well. Meston Bulldogs tied there by the Next Generation Academy. There's Elsuki applying the pressure. He's back into the team. Well, for his first game, he's missed the first 3 due to an ankle injury, but he's worked his way back in through the Talent League in recent times. Here's Hounsome, who pinches it. Woolhouse to Shearer. How about the slick handball to Elsuki, who had a flying shot. On the last line there was Ladbrook to rush it through. Ladbrook's been playing forward a bit in recent times, but looks like he started this game in defence and he's already under the pump.
Kick in mark by Cody Walker. This is the first time we've seen him today. Of course, he lit up social media in the wake of that performance a week and a half ago. Scrambly kick comes the way of Phillips, who's in a running battle there with Kobe Buick. Umpire has to come over and intervene once again. So they're going to win the champs again, Vic Metro. They're going to have a lot of boys drafted as they do every year. What's their strong suit in terms of draft prospects? Have they got a lot of midfielders that will be picked up, Benny?
It's something for everyone has been, but there's a lot of sort of forward mids in particular. We've mentioned Gus Teixeira, as that's going to be a last disposal free kick. Gus Teixeira, Archie Butler are forward mids as well. They've got some key position players. The ruck, obviously, in Harry Van Hatten. I think it's... recruiters often say to me, if Vic Metro's strong, it's normally a strong draft, Brent.
As McGowan gets that kick in towards the pack at the goal square. Hounsome trying to knock it out to the advantage of Gayfer, who got flattened, and then it's pulled out of there by Serson and Ladbrook. And now Drever places his kick nicely towards the outer side, and it's marked by Harrington. There's another one who's had a good carnival, Darcy Harrington, 17 disposals and 5 marks. It's a disappointing effort there, though. Cheap turnover, back into the 50 come Metro. Nap, sky-high kick, and it's marked at the top of the goal square. And I reckon it's this man again, Sam Gayfer. He's lining up for his 3rd goal already.
Good delivery that time. Was a well-weighted kick there by Nap, who's been, as I mentioned beforehand, Victoria's #1 ball winner. Yeah, Gayfer, after not quite getting the goals on the board in the first couple of games, is really cashing in not only the last game, but the start of his most recent one here.
Just about every forward 50 entry's gone through Gayfer. Made the goal umpire work a little bit there, but he was so close that he couldn't possibly have missed. He drives it through. The delayed applause tells you everything. He's got his 3rd goal in this very productive first quarter here for the Metro boys.
Yeah, he's got now 10 goals, 3. So he becomes the first Vic Metro player to get into the double figures for the Carnival. Gus Teixeira, who I mentioned just beforehand, he's got the 7 goals, 7. Very consistent campaign for him. I think this is good from Gayfer. I really like what I see from him in terms of his not only competitiveness in the air, but also his pressure. I thought his tackling a few weeks ago was outstanding. There's a free kick played by the outer zone umpire. Van Hatten pounces, spears an inside 50 off the chest of Leader into the lap of Antonellis, who was bumped as he kicked. Good pressure from Elsuki. Williams has to be cool and composed, and he rushes it into the middle of the ground, and it might work out okay. Mensch going back with the fly to the ball. Waste no time. Boy spears it inside 50, straight down the throat of Bradley. Another player who's enhanced his prospects right throughout this Carnival. Strong intercept mark for him. He goes out wide. Affected by the sun there was Antonellis. And in the end, it was Hicks, who was able to get the hand pass off to Chapman towards half forward. Fist from Nichols from behind. Sported away there from Leader. And now Snell rebounds it away. Kick is going to be chopped off, though, by Hicks, who did well to intercept. Tippett waiting on the outside. Fed it back to Hodgson. And he spears it up towards half forward. Just looking that little bit more slick at the moment, Vic Metro. Woolhouse inside 50 to Antonellis. It was touched off the boot. Antonellis moves the ball on quickly. Chapman is a beautiful mover and a beautiful kick. And he has got another goal for Vic Metro. This is a serious talent. Harrison Chapman was part of the Eastern Rangers flag last year. He's a player that I think has drawn comparisons to Justin McInerney of the Swans in terms of his running ability. He's a player that I think will suit the modern game. And you could see his run on the outside there, waiting to receive on the hand pass. Was rotated out of the last game for Vic Metro, but he's back in. And he kicks Vic Metro's 4th goal of the game, Brent, and suddenly it's ballooned out to a 5th goal, It's ballooned out to a 31-point lead. Yeah, well, when they were here a few weeks ago against the Allies, they made a bit of a mess of that particular team, and it looks like they're baying for blood here in Ballarat today. Vic Country would like a goal just to settle things down. Walker, you reckon something good would happen when the ball gets in his hands? He's just overcooked his leading forward there. It's loose in the forward 50. And
And it's kicked forward towards the unguarded goal square. It goes right to the line. It was touched. It was kicked there by Jet Alec. And then good work on the last line of defence there from Burrows, I think that might have been. And through for a minor score for the Country Boys. Their first score of what's been a trying first quarter here in Ballarat.
Burrows with the kick, was hoping for Van Hatten. Good. You mentioned pre-game you wanted to see a big game from Harry Van Hatten, and he started with authority, I think. Nice mark and kick up towards the wing. McGowan heavily met there by Armstrong coming from the other side. Then Tippett and Williams collided, and Antonella sees it over the ground.
Well, it wasn't so much me wanting to see a performance. I reckon Harry himself might have come to the ground today and thinking, this is my last chance to play in the carnival, in the shop window. He might have been a little bit... He hasn't played poorly in the carnival, but there's been others that have really had commanding performances. We think about Cody Walker, a couple of weeks ago, and I reckon Harry would have thought, I want to do that, and this is my last chance to do it in front of all the scouts.
Drever to Neocleus, who's finally back into the side for Vic Country. Missed the past couple of games due to back spasms. Nice take there from Buick. Fed to Shearer, who spears it up towards half forward. That's a pretty moment. Gaffer marks, waste no time. Elsuki's in front, but at behind, what a grab by Woolhouse. Running back with the flight of the ball, took it cleanly. And it's been Woolhouse and Elsuki and Leader, the inclusions for Vic Metro today inside the arc, along with Gaffer, who've been causing some headaches for the Vic Country defence. But Flynn Woolhouse, part of the Oakley Chargers program, was their Futures MVP a couple of years ago. Gets his chance at national champs level and piles on the pain for Vic Metro. 6 unanswered goals, and it is an even 6-goal lead for Vic Metro, making a statement and proving why they are the number one team in the Carnival in 2026.
It's been a powerful start, hasn't it? And great play in midfield there by Buick with those slick hands and Teixeira's kick to the half-forward line. I mean, that was an AFL calibre kick, wasn't it, going forward? So Flynn's 194 centimetres. He's been playing most of his footy this year for his school side, Wesley College, where he's the co-captain. He has played the 5 Talent League games for the Chargers and 1 senior game for Collegians, who are playing in Premier B this year in the VAFA. Free kick here in the middle to be taken by Hanegraaff, right in the bullseye. He's just going to send it. Well, it's a middle distance kick. He's looking for his leading man there. That was Elliott, who kicked a swagger goals when they were in Ballarat last time. It falls to Keenan Boy, flying shot at goal, and it's just going to go across the face and didn't bounce in the field of play, so out of bounds upon the fall. To bring the ball back into play here is Hodgson. Twindles the Sharon in his hands, and he's happy to just kick up towards the next contest, where it was brought to ground there by Hounsome, and then through came Chapman. He's a likely type, and then a strong mark and in front taken by Anton Ellis.
Yeah, he's looked all right, Anton Ellis, into the team. He's had a back injury he's had an injury rather just to start. He's back from injury in 2026. Buick below his knees, then comes Anton Ellis again. Another good moment for him. Snaps it around the body, but straight down the throat of Ladbrook, who will go all the way back to the last line and sets Nichols a task to set something up. Ladbrook, who's a terrific runner for a player of his size, sweeps it to Snell, but he's under the pump straight away. Able to get around Woolhouse easily. Kick worked out okay. Antrobus inside for Phillips. He took on Elsuki and went back inboard to Ladbrook, who sweeps it out. So they've made slightly hard work of it, but it's worked out okay so far. Templeton pulls the kick inboard to Hanegraaff. And an open forward 50 at the back. Going up was Jet Ellick. Couldn't quite take the mark. Burrows and Spencer. Good pressure. Ellick has kept the ball in play, but there was no Vic Country players running onto it. Walker was in the vicinity. It's rushed through for Vic Country's second score of the game.
Been a little bit better these past couple of minutes, the Country Boys, but a long way down on the scoreboard still. But it has been a carnival full of comebacks, so we're not going to write them off just yet. Up went Hicks through his hands. Van Hatten did well to get his hands free and get a handball away, but he missed Parker, who then might have tackled Drever without the footy. We keep playing. Anton Ellis just throws it forward. Surson ended up with it. Somehow got it to Antrobus. And now Phillips and Templeton all by hand here. Walker needs the footy to set up. Takes the man on. Slips away. Goes on the outside of the right boot. It's not going to quite have the carry. And it's shut down on the last line of defence here by Hodgson again. Hodgson and Bradley have been busy bees on the last line of defence for Vic Metro so far in this opening quarter. A short kick for Archie Spencer. And then over the top to Chapman. It'll sit up for him, and Chapman is away through the middle.
And he spears it deep inside 50 here. At the back, Van Haddam. He was able to compete, bring it to ground. Leader at the back will try to keep it in play. Has Antrobus for company. He did keep it in play. Was brought down by Antrobus and illegally. So Leader gets away with one there. Antrobus coming in a little zealous. And it will be an opportunity for Harrison Leader to kick his second goal. Harry Van Haddam, who was the target there, pushing forward. He's already up to an equal game high. 7 disposals, 3 clearances. Big start from Big HV. Oh, it's lost control, Big H. Harry Van Haddam. He snaps it around the body, and Leader is able to kick his second goal. HVH providing the contest to bring it to ground. And it means that Vic Metro now hold a commanding 41-point lead in beautiful Ballarat.
Yeah, 7 touches for Van Haddam, 7 hit-outs, 3 clearances, 3 inside 50s, so he's done a bit of everything already in this first quarter.
Good statement. Good reminder, I think. Just, I know it's a quarter and there's a full game to go, but that's the kind of statement that we wanted to see. This game, Vic Metro and Country, often brings about a performance that just naturally boosts your prospects. I think Harry Dean did that last year, had a similar opening quarter statement to Harry Van Haddam. Taylor Byrne kicked 5 goals last year, and now doing good stuff at Carlton. Yeah,
but Byrne was terrific last night. Hounsome that was in the ruck for Metro on this occasion. Knapp back inside 50. Oh, going back, taking a very nice brave mark was Clancy Snell. You'll see that on his highlight reel in a few months. Short kick out to Harrington at half-back. Starting to get plenty of the footy here, the Country boys. Hanegraaff takes the mark, and he wants to get things moving. Armstrong, Templeton, Boy, got it back to Templeton, who has a bounce he didn't really need to have, and then the football got away from him. He's got some support here in Phillips, whose kick comes across the top of the attacking 50. Harrington snares it on the bounce, wobbles it inside 50, difficult one to mark, taken by Alec on the bounce, and taken well, I might add. Milady, he's back into the team today after missing that last game. Walker, look out! Oh, Teixeira got him! Put the crosshairs on Cody Walker. Not too many people claim the scalp of Cody Walker. Well done there, Gus Teixeira.
Good start to the game for Teixeira. Just a couple of times Walker's been caught now, and also he had a shot that was a half a shot at goal, half a pass just a few minutes earlier. Just a slightly sluggish start for Cody Walker. You mentioned how good he was against South Australia a couple of weeks ago. But now Vic Metro will build, but it will be a slow build. The lack of advantage has allowed Vic Country to get back. Tippett goes wide to Wigmore. Now an opportunity for Burrows. Parker, careful kick. On the bounce, Woolhouse was set a task. Has Teixeira behind him. Also lurking is McGowan. Might have a look at the goals here. He'll go to the top. Ladbroke was the only one back. A solid start to the game. Had to do a lot of work at the start of this game, Xavier Ladbroke. Short to Nichols, who was excellent against South Australia a few weeks ago. 20 touches, 12 intercepts for him. Towards the wing, Burrows and Wigmore. And Wigmore's been one of the best interceptors in the carnival so far, the number 20 for Vic Metro. Another inside 50 for his team. Van Haddam up high, but at the back, another intercept mark for Ladbroke. So he's coming up for another disposal to set up Vic Country.
Short kick found Neocleus. Of course, Ladbroke played a lot in the forward line in that game in Ballarat, and you might remember he missed that shot late in the game that would have won it for Vic Country. He would have had a bit of a think about that in the time since. Snell kicked up to the pack at half forward. It skittled everybody. Tippett and Chapman. He's a rangy, long strider, isn't he? As he kicks up to Gafer, who slides in and takes the mark. Too far out to score even for he, who's kicked 3 in this opening term. Cook places his kick out into the pocket. Leader gets away from the 2 defenders. Handball inboard. Antrobus is back there, and Teixeira too, who won it in the pocket. Gus Teixeira, and then just bit off a little bit more than he could chew. And Ladbroke's going to take another disposal here. It'll be a kick in the back pocket He's held up pretty well down there in this first quarter, Big Xavier.
Needed to. Not his best kick. And in the end, a rush behind for Vic Metro. They lead by 42 points. Early stages of this contest, 25-minute flat quarters, and the siren is not too far away. Short kick to Drever. He's been a little quiet, but he's had a mighty championship so far for Vic Country. His target is Snell, who worked all the way up to the wing position to present. And Mark. But it has been a dominant first quarter by Vic Metro. 7 unanswered goals. 7-44, leading Vic Country 2 behinds. Gayfer has 3, Leader has 2, and Woolhouse and Chapman singles as well. An ominous start. Can Vic Country muster a bit of fight in the second quarter? We'll find out in just a few moments here on afl.com.au and the official AFL Live app. Quarter time here at Mars Stadium in beautiful Ballarat. Beautiful day for footy. And some beautiful footy on display from Lauren Moorcroft's Vic Metro side. At the first change, Metro 7-2-44, Vic Country 2 behinds as well. 3 goals to Sam Gafer, 2 to Harrison Leader, who I've been informed was quite ill in the lead up to today's game. Had been carrying a virus all week, but only just got up for today's game, and my gosh, has he made an early impression. So 2 for him, and also 1 for Harry Chapman and 1 for Flynn Woolhouse. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Brent Sternberg for the call here on afl.com.au and the official AFL Live app. Ominous early from the Metro, wasn't it, Brent?
Yeah, a bit of a statement first quarter there. I mean, we spoke about Country maybe wanting to try and finish off the carnival in a positive light after 2 disappointing results, but Vic Metro have done well not to. I mean, yeah, they know that they've got this the championship wrapped up already, but they've come down to Ballarat looking to make a clean sweep as Angus Tippett won the first centre clearance there. Vic Country defenders assemble across half-back. Armstrong sent his kick to the outer side. Harrington, 1 paddle and then a second. He's got Buick for company. Harrington wins the footy. Buick never gave up, and eventually the turnover comes. The Metro slash their way through towards half-forward, but intercepting at half-back here for Country was Will Antrobus. And a short kick to find Cody Walker, who would like to try and just find his way into the game. Had a few touches in that first quarter, but got caught a couple of times, and then a kick towards the goal mouth that he might have liked to have had back. Attacking the footy for Vic Metro down there was Wigmore, I think that was, who just dropped the mark. Ball up for grabs still on the wing. Burrows, handball out the side. Metro will come forward again through Buick. It's a well-placed kick and a beautifully taken mark there. Woolhouse out at half-forward for Metro.
He's got options inside 50. McGowan has worked hard to present an option, and he's probably going to have the set shot now. Pretty congested forward 50. But Albert McGowan couldn't have done much more to enhance his chances throughout this carnival for Vic Metro. The last couple of games, 22 disposals, 6 score involvements in Game 2 and 25 disposals, 11 score involvements in Game 3. He's a player whose touches often turn into the scoreboard, and that is a wonderful set shot kick. Albert McGowan with a set shot from a tight angle, nails it, and the Vic Metro dominance rolls on. They hit the half-ton, 8-2-50, Vic Country 2 behinds. Albert McGowan continuing his excellent championships campaign.
Yeah, he was one of their best players in their last game against SA. 15 touches and 7 marks, but felt like he had more influence than those numbers might suggest. He's one with, he's got footy blood running through his veins. His granddad Alan played for Melbourne and Collingwood in the middle part of the 20th century when those two teams were the kings of VFL footy back in the day. So does have footy blood. We're in the middle again. Metro Tippett, who won that last clearance, his own handball came back to him then, and got the handball to his mate here in Knapp. To Hicks, handball just asked a little bit of his mate there in Spencer, and here comes Templeton to win it back for Vic Country. Little show and go there, and then a short kick to Milady, who was outstanding when Country got run down by WA at Marvel a couple of weeks ago. He's just going to toss this one up towards the goal square. Metro have all the numbers. Oh, Elliott had a chance. I don't think he was expecting the ball to get to him. And it slipped through his hands and in for another Country behind. Their third, Vic Metro out in front, 8-2-50.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed he didn't take that, Archie Elliott. He was awesome against South Australia a couple of weeks ago. Kicked 4 goals, 2 that day. And yeah, you're right. I think he almost wasn't expecting it because there was 3 Vic Metro defenders around him. And they'd be disappointed they didn't kill the contest. Speaking of contest, Walker up high. Ooh. Couldn't quite take the mark. McGowan down low. Fed it out. Hand pass from Hicks to Teixeira. So composed in congestion, but he was bumped off the ball. Well played there by Drever. And Walker takes the advantage. Tucks the ball under the arm. Chips it high inside 50. Coming out on the lead there was Templeton. It looks like he's playing a little bit further up the ground today and having a good impact. Retreats to Williams, who's normally a good ball user, and that is no exception. Lace out if you don't mind. The Geelong Falcons teaming up there as Williams hits the bottom major, Nate Mensch. So as I mentioned beforehand, Mensch is father-son eligible to Geelong next year. He's only just turned 17. His dad, David, Kicked 179 goals from 158 games. 196 centimetres. Plays his talent league with the Geelong Falcons, local footy with St Mary's, and had a good year for St Joseph's as well at school level. It's high, and it is inaccurate. 4 behinds now for Vic Country. It is a 46-point advantage for Metro.
How about the lace-out hit up, though, from Noah Williams?
Yeah,
what
that's
a
good.
What a kick. That was a left-foot scalpel. That kick there was not great. From, I think that might have been Staropoli. You got a second go to the outer side. Country forced a turnover. Kennedy was involved. Harrington, he's gang tackled. And the tackle once again laid in there by Nicholas Staropoli. He's an overager who's come in to play his first game of the carnival.
There's some talk that he was in the mid-season mix only a couple of months ago, so he's certainly in the vicinity at the moment.
Has played 3 games in the VFL this year for the Bombers. He's a boy out of the EDFL. Burrows put the handball out in front of Hicks. The biggest problem for him was his teammate who ran into him, and then Kennedy's handball just stayed in the field of play. Surson hooks it up inside 50. Big flyers coming from all directions. Parker under pressure, might have been taken without it. And Kai Parker will take his kick in the defensive 50 for Metro. Another one from the Northern Knights and St Mary's.
And he finds Cook. Quiet start to this game for Harvey Cook. Flares it wide, and it was a good kick as well to Buick. He's done some impressive things early. Back to Cook, who's worked hard, forward of centre. Keeps the ball moving inside, hoping for Woolhouse. At the back, though, Snell. Brought down by Hounsome, and holding the ball is the call. And big opportunity here for Lewis Hounsome. Now, a couple of weeks ago against the Allies, he was at this ground, opposite side of the ground, so right of screen, right forward pocket. The beautiful left foot snap. It was high, but it was ultimately accurate. Will he go with the same approach? It looks like he's going for the set shot this time. So he'll try and thread the eye of the needle or put it to the hot spot. Oh, McGowan from behind. Huge fly from him. Now Nichols and Kennedy and Armstrong try to work it out for Country. It comes off as it is now Snell to Walker.
Blazes through half back, but he's just not quite on song today, Cody Walker. Another kick that goes awry towards the outer side, intercepted by Hodgson, and then short to Chapman, who keeps on finding the footy. Centre wing outer side, studies this kick. Happy to just kick it up to the contest at half forward. Oh, what a mark in front. Mark or free kick. It's Harry again. Harry Van Hatten, who's blowing this game apart. He's just missed his leading man there in leader, Surson. Oh, gee, sleight of hand to Kennedy. And then out to Harrington in the back pockets, who is a little cramped here, so he's going to go across the teeth of goal. You're oftentimes told not to do that, but Darcy found another Darcy in Surson and Phillips. And the overlap run here, Surson. He's being hunted by Gafer. Surson's handball found the mark, though, and now Phillips across the city wing here at Mars Stadium. His kick just bounced away from the intended target, and I don't think it was touched, so we're going to have the old lasso rule come into effect, and Billy Wigmore will bring it back into play for Metro.
It's dominance everywhere at the moment on the stat sheet for Vic Metro. Plus 10 inside 50s, plus 8 clearances. They're doing as they please. But here's an opportunity for Vic Country. No one coming at the player as the kick goes inside 50, but it's all Metro at the back. McGowan will easily mop up. No one coming at him, though, so he's going to have to hold the play up, wait for a target. Bradley has to carefully check the kick, and he's put it out of bounds on the fulls. It was just a case there of not a lot of Vic Metro numbers on this side of the ground. Vic Country able to outnumber, and result in free kick here to Antrobus, who'll pump it in on the left. Keeps it low. Oh, Milady took on 3. Went up with the one hand. Neocleus trying to do the impossible. Couldn't quite get it to go. Still no goals for Vic Country. You mentioned how impressive Will Milady was a couple of weeks ago. He's got some seriously sticky hands. He's probably one of the best contested marks in this draft class as well. He's a very, very exciting player for AFL clubs to consider.
193 centimetres, was All-Australian under 16 last year. He sort of models his game on Jack Gunston.
Yep.
If he ends up being half the player Gunston's been, look out. Van Hatten crashing his way through the pack, missed the footy. Alec and Mensch. Walker overwhelmed by the numbers. No, he wasn't. He found the footy. That was tremendous stuff in tight. Armstrong Harrington, who had to keep his feet before getting the handball away, and he did. Alec sifts his way through the traffic. It's a grubber of a kick into the 50. Made it tough for all comers there in the white jumpers. Chapman mopped it up, away to tip it. Oh, look out. Hicks come on off the bench.
Yes.
And just enough for communication there. And Hicks goes long inside 50. There's a one-on-one. Antonellis couldn't take the mark. Oh, in swooped Surson, but he handballed it straight to Hounsome, who was bumped off his kick. Good work there by Snell. Antonellis went a second time, and then they all collapse in on one another. And a ball up at the teeth of goal.
Yeah, Hicks straight off the bench, as you called, Brent, and looked ominous. Well played by the Vic Country defence just to hold up Antonellis. Surson hurries a kick, but puts it straight down the throat of Chapman. Fumble might be costly. He recovers and finds Tippett, who juggles the mark directly in front. He's an imposing presence for a player who often plays on the ball at 194 centimetres. The definition of a big-body midfielder. He kicked 3 goals on this ground a few weeks ago against the Allies as well. He had a big day there against the visitors, pushing forward and hitting the scoreboard. He'll look to do the same again. Part of this strong Western Jets crop this year, one of their stronger crops for a number of years. And he can line up and make it a 51-point lead here for Vic Metro. Tippett from directly in front. Drills it. Floated through for a goal. They are relentless at the moment, Vic Metro. The champions proving why they are the best team in the carnival. It's 9-2, 56. They've been accurate. Vic Country 5 behinds. And the full talent of Vic Metro on display in front of scouts and family and friends here at Mars Stadium.
And he's been having a very good season in the Talent League for the Jets, has Angus Tippett. He's been named in the best 6 times in 10 games. Modern day player, isn't he? 194 centimetres, but not really a key position guy. Plays in the midfield. He's averaged 18 touches a game in the carnival this year. And he really watched that kick right to the end, didn't he? He was leaning on it, willing it through. Back in the middle, Van Haddam, good follow-up from the ruck contest. The ball, though, just got away from him. And it sort of trundles around, and eventually it's handballed forward by Drevers. He found Mensch. This is Keenan Boy in a different number today. He's worn number 17 in his first couple of games. He's in the 29. Wasn't able to get a fingernail on that. And so Metro are going to bring the ball back into play through Wigmore again. Short to Knapp. What have you made of his carnival, Ben?
He's prolific. He works harder than a lot of other players on the ground. You often see him working on inside and outside as well. He's prolific.
The kick is intercepted by Clancy Snell. Has he done enough to be in the first round conversation?
I don't know. He's draftable, definitely. Whether he's at the pointy end, I'm not sure at this stage.
Snell looking for the lead there of Milady. He'll be disappointed that he wasn't able to latch onto that mark. It's a good second effort, however, to bust the ball free from the tackle. Boy, here's Sosa. Wobbles the kick inside 50. Down low, Alec. It skiddled him. Wigmore should be able to tidy up here at full back. We lost the ball in the tackle of Thompson, who ended up winning the footy. Snap on goal. It's offline. And still, the Vic Country boys wait for their first goal of the afternoon. Frustratingly.
He's an exciting talent, Max Thompson. He's not eligible for this year's draft. He's next year, but he was brilliant in the under-16 carnival for Vic Country last year. He was their MVP. Kicked 10 goals from in that carnival, including 5 against Vic Metro. He's been playing in defence. He played defence the last time Vic Country played, but back forward. It's a sloppy kick out of defence, but taken by Devers. Staropoli on the left, up towards the wing, but it's chopped off. Taken by Ellick, inside 50. Coming out to meet it, there was Wigmore. Couldn't take it cleanly. Just allowed the Country players to lock it inside their forward 50. And they can have a look at a stoppage here. It's +7 in favour of Vic Metro for inside 50 so far today. Lots of Metro numbers at the back. Knapp over the top. Wigmore. Hicks. Clever hand pass behind. Knapp kept on running. There's that hard work rate on display towards half forward. Gafer almost got a push. Comes to the back. Surson. The 1-2 there with Mensch. Then flares it wide. Taken by Souza. Couple of touches now for Andrew Souza, but the kick was just over the head of his intended target in Surson. Taken by Buick. Now Gafer.
Oh, look out!
Had no idea that Nichols was coming to the left, holding the ball. Big statement there from Nichols. It was Harvey Cook who had no idea of what was happening laterally. Now a big opportunity for Country.
Turned right into the oncoming traffic. Kennedy sends the Country boys inside 50. It's sliding down low. Hodgson takes an easy intercept mark. Alec just had to get in front there. Short kick here. Found Chapman, who just keeps on finding the footy, and he's using it well. Into the middle for Burrows, who swings towards the outer side. Anton Ellis should come over and collect. The Knapp runs on for him. Away goes Geordie Knapp. See something he likes inside 50. It's the leading Woolhouse, who takes a good mark out in front as he goes sprawling to the ground. And their foray forward Country, they weren't able to look like that, were they? With the leading forward coming up. Metro are able to do that, and Woolhouse is going to line up for his second goal.
Combination of, maybe some polished forward to centre as well, but I just think this Vic Metro defence is so well set up. It looks like they've been playing footy together for a long time, but this is a combination of the best defensive talent in the talent league coming together, and it's paying off. They've been awesome all carnival.
So Flynn Woolhouse is on the runway, kicks from 45 metres out in search of his second goal. It sprays out towards the left. Again, big flyers and great work right on the goal line there to toe poke it through. Was that Big Harry or Hounsome? Hounsome did really well there, 198 centimetres. He was one of the few that didn't fly in that pack. He does the crumbing and soccers through a goal for the Metro boys.
Yeah, the Country be majorly disappointed with this. We're almost now halfway through this, or over halfway through this second quarter, and still yet to kick the goal as well. They'd love some scoreboard reward here, but it is just not coming. It is complete dominance here from Vic Metro, who now are out to a 56-point advantage.
Just on Hounsome, he played in the AFL Academy game against Richmond earlier this year and suffered the traumatic rib and lung injury that kept him on the sidelines for a little while. Always a devastating injury, that one to suffer, but back up and running now.
Knapp coming off the wing, couldn't take it cleanly. Now Walker and Drever combined. They're two prime movers for Vic Country, linking up there. Now Harrington will go with the left, punches it short, not a great kick. Almost sums up this Vic Country first half. Buick was taken high and then takes the advantage, and here go Vic Metro. Chapman to El Suki, who does the team thing, passes it off, and the slips catch by Cook. Harvey Cook pushing forward inside 50, able to have an impact, and he marks, and with his sixth disposal of the game can look to put through his fourth goal of the carnival. He kicked 3 goals against South Australia a couple of weeks ago from the 18 touches, 9 marks and 5 clearances. He's really bobbed up in this carnival. An impressive player out of an impressive talent league team in the Northern Knights. Cook piles on the pain, kicks it out of the stadium, and puts the game well beyond doubt here. It's 68-6 in favour of Metro. Their sharp shooting in front of goal continues. 11 goals, 2. And it's, I hate to say it, but it's hard to see where the next Vic Country goal is going to come from, considering how well Metro are defending firstly and then being able to pounce at the other end of the field.
Harvey Cook is one that has really put his name into the draft frame with a great carnival. It was a great mark, wasn't it? I mean, it was brave in the one sense, but then as you mentioned, the slips catch, 17-year-old, but turns 18 in a couple of months and in the draft pool this year. As Metro continue on their merry way. Neocleus, just got smashed in the tackle there from El Suki. Ball came out the back of the contest. Knapp's hunting around for it. El Suki won it again, then handballed it straight to Walker, who hooks it over his shoulder, sends Country inside 50, but well traced there by Archie Spencer. In the defensive 50 for the Metro boys. Not a good kick coming out. He's kicked it straight to Sosa, who winds up and sends Country back inside 50, and this time they're able to hit a target. It's Big Jet Alec, who's going to have probably Country's best look at goal in the game so far, and we're heading for half-time.
That was a nice moment there from Keenan Boy as well. So he's been brilliant with his pressure and ability to impact the contest and competitiveness, but that was his skills on display there with that beautiful kick.
Jet Alec on the runway, just is able to guide it through. And at last, the Vic Country boys are on the board. their overager, their only overager in the team today, Jet Alec, kicks the goal. And at least now a little bit of reward for the country boys.
Oh, finally, as well. Big sigh of relief, no doubt, for Nick Cox and the coaching staff. It's been a terrific performance so far from Lauren Moorcroft's side. But yeah, and just on Jet Alec as well, who's 19 years of age as well. We saw Jack Slattery a couple of weeks ago kick a big bag as an overager. He's put himself right in draft calculations, and Alec's game has really grown. He's got more confident, I think, in his own ability throughout this season, not just in the carnival, but playing for the Geelong Falcons. He's got more competitive, I think, as well, to put himself right in the mix. So O'Brien and Hounson doing the ruck work. Hounson thumps it forward. Bounce was good for Armstrong. Elsuki's pressure has been good today. Antrobus not going anywhere. A couple of Vic Metro players around him. One of them McGowan, the other Antonellis. So we're ticking towards half-time here. Tippett clears it back to McGowan. Kicks it high. Antonellis is there. There was some holding. Might be against Antrobus, or it was a little bit further afield. It was Woolhouse who might have been held there by Nichols. They just look a little outsized as well in defence. Big country today. That's despite the likes of Ladbrook and Snell down there. But Metro have really stacked their forward half today, and Flynn Woolhouse has made an impact. Already got the one goal for his side. We saw Lewis Hounson kick a beauty, and McGowan kick a beauty from a similar spot earlier, and Woolhouse says, I can match what Albert McGowan has done. Couple for him. Metro go to 12-74, a 62-point lead. The sharpshooting Metro on song in the final game of the Marsh National Under-18 Championships. Great to have your company wherever you're watching on afl.com.au and the official live AFL app.
Never looked like missing that kick, did it? Goal umpire stood rooted to the spot. Got his second goal now, Woolhouse, as they ring the changes down below. And they pull that goal right back. Vic Metro, they continue on their merry way as we are ready to go in the middle again. And O'Brien jumping into Hounson, who's doing some more ruck work, sent forward by Angus Tippett. Serson with the spoil, and now coming through Ladbrook. Put the handball out in front of Noah Williams. Little legs a blur as he handballs up the line. Ball right near the boundary. Oh, big gang tackle there. Both Elliott and Williams. And the Metro boys just flying the flag for their teammates as we all disperse back to our positions, and we'll throw it in.
Noah Williams involved. We saw that beautiful kick that he had inside 50 a little earlier in the game, but he's well regarded for his team-first character and combativeness and composure. Boy, big tackle there, but well played by Devers. Handball to Hounson, now to Tippett. Bump off the ball, but Vic Metro keep on playing. Leader read that ball well off the boot. Turned back quickly, paddles it forward, and then was held without the ball. Well played, Harrison Leader. Wins the free kick. Players have streamed forward, including Gafer, who's provided an option up high. Couldn't take the mark. Elsuki has a look at the goals, or passes it. That was classy. Great moment there from Khaled Elsuki to hit his teammate in the goal square, and Woolhouse can have a look at a third from directly in front to make it 80 points here for Vic Metro. It's 13 goals, 2. Can you believe it? Kicks it over the grandstand. He's got 3 to join Gafer with 3 as well. 2 for Leader. It has been an even spread of contributors so far for Vic Metro.
Just on Elsuki, it was only his 6th disposal, but I've loved his eagerness and his willingness in the contest today. It's felt like he's had a real impact, even without getting his hands on the footy all that much. But that was a really good moment in the pocket there. Great composure, and the kick, which didn't have a big margin for error, did it? I mean, threading the eye of the needle into the goal square. Looks like they've got a player there. Khalid Elsuki. Doggies fans watching on will be enticed by the first half that he's had. Cook stripped of the footy, went back and got it again. Handball made life difficult for McGowan. Free kick to Vic Country. Sosa takes the advantage. Ball came off the hands of the pack. Mensch unable to mark. Boy was buzzing around, lays another tackle, but the kick goes out to Buick. Right where the paint of the 50 and the boundary meets. Up to Burrows, which had difficult time grabbing the footy. And moved it on to McGowan. Just went the required distance. Metro on their way forward again. Tippett receives from McGowan. McGowan runs around the back to get another disposal, and Burrows keeps the momentum flowing forward for the Metro boys. Kicks inside forward 50 and put it to the advantage there of Hounsome, who's going to line up for the Metro boys' 14th goal of this first half.
Saw the hard running there of Lockie Burrows on display. He's a player that works back hard, but when his team goes forward, he's often at the front of the pack and often doesn't have anyone around him because he's outworked them so hard, and he was able to get to half forward. It looked like a tired kick off the boot, but it landed into Lewis Hounsome's hands. And my goodness, this would put Metro at half-time up, Brent, by 70. What is that? 74 points.
Hounsome, who kicked the goal from the goal line earlier on in this quarter, as good as directly in front, lays back on the kick. It's fading a little bit. It's fading a little too much. Of no real consequence, really. What a first half from Vic Metro. They've come to Ballarat and they have laid down the law to the Vic Country boys. It'll be I think that'll be 13-3 now. 13-3, yep. 81. Vic Metro. And Vic Country is struggling, really struggling. 1-6-12. A statement being made here today in the Golden City from the Vic Metro boys, who are on their way to winning the championship, and in style.
Sam Gafer set the tone with 3 first quarter goals. Woolhouse joining him with 3 as well. And 2 to Harrison Leader, the multiple goal kickers for Vic Metro, while Jet Ellick is the only goal scorer so far for Vic Country. A lot to think about for Nick Cox at half-time. We'll take a break here from Mars Stadium. A beautiful day for footy in beautiful Ballarat. And we'll come back with the second half after this. Third quarter in the Marsh National Under-18 Championships finale between Vic Metro and Vic Country. Not too far away. The first half, a procession for Vic Metro. 13 goals, 381, leading Vic Country 1-6-12. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Brent Sternberg, seeing the full talent on display of some of Vic Metro's stars. We saw the likes of Harry Van Haddam really set the quarter alight, the first quarter alight. Even Gus Teixeira had a great quarter, but both those players a little quieter in the second term. We saw Angus Tippett and Albert McGowan step up. They're the two leading ball winners on the ground for Metro, but they also have a goal as well. The defence has stood strong as well. Cody Walker's had a fair bit of the ball, Brent, but been caught a couple of times and a little scrappy with his disposal, but certainly putting himself in the right places as well. Clearly on the scoreboard, unless there's some kind of miraculous comeback, the game is gone from a Vic Country perspective. But gosh, this is when I think scouts will be looking on and looking at Vic Country players and think, what have you got? What are you going to do about the scoreboard now, and do your best team-orientated work to try and not just put your name up in lights, but importantly get your team back into the contest and get some momentum going. Yeah,
no doubt. We'd have the full allotment of scouts here today watching these two teams as we're set to go for the third quarter, and they would have had a look at halftime at the statistics, the scouts, and they would have seen some of these country boys that we were talking about as well, Benny off air at halftime, that had no impact really, and you don't. Yes, and some of those guys like Elliott and like Milady, they've had good carnivals, but you don't want to finish the carnival with a game where you've really struggled to get into it and had no impact at all. So they'll be looking to have some sort of an influence in this second half, and just forget about the scoreboard and just try and play footy here as Templeton trying to crash his way through the contest, and the umpire said you had your prior opportunity and you got jumped on and you didn't get rid of it. And so a free kick to be taken here by Bradley. Last line defender for Vic Metro at centre half back. Places his kick towards the outer side. Kennedy, I think, did well enough to get something on that spoil and then won the ground ball. Handball got to Sosa eventually. And back to the headbanded Gus Kennedy. Sends Country to half forward, going against the grain here. Bradley, he lays the tackle, wrapping up the opponent there in Elliott. It was a good tackle. The ball came free somehow. Spencer, and then Hodgson, good kick up the line. Juggling mark unable to be held on there by Antonellis, who is coming to the team today, and we like the look of him in the first half.
No, he's been busy across the half-forward line, been pretty clean, with most of his disposals as well. Yeah, Tippett, the leading ball winner on the ground with 17 touches to go with 3 clearances. Van Haddam doing the ruck work now. Explosive first quarter. He's had 9 touches, 3 clearances as well. Got rid of his opponent easily on that occasion, but Sousa was the only one at the back who ran onto it and kicked it up towards half forward, but they're just falling down in the forward half at the moment. Vic Country, Mensch picked it up cleanly, but Staropoli was there to win it back. Chapman fumbled, and an athletic kick away. Not sure if that was the intention there from Harrington. Shocking bounce there for Drever. Staropoli happy to see it over the line and out of bounds. So not quite a prolific game so far yet for Ethan Drever, who's widely considered a potential top 5 prospect. Had the 7 disposals and a couple of clearances, 3 tackles. Been a highlight machine for Vic Country so far this carnival. Hopefully he can get back into the game. Here he is as if on cue, getting the handball away to O'Brien. Fed it out. Metro with the numbers though. Tippett, was he pushed in the back? Spills free here to Cook. He was bumped off it. Walker overran the ball, then went and got it. Williams was clean, got a hand pass away. On his father was Devers, who steps through traffic with aplomb and feeds it off to Chapman. And here they go. Teixeira with a penetrating kick inside 50 to leader. Crumb by Gafer. Snaps, misses. That deserved a goal. Great build-up from the back half there from Vic Metro. And Gafer, who's been peppering the goals, has got 3 goals won so far today.
Great build-up play, though. He's a sight to behold. Gus Teixeira blazing through the middle, isn't he?
Yep.
Unable to find a mark on the end of the kick that time. As they go towards the outer side, the Vic Country boys. Mark taken by Clancy Snell. And on to Jackson O'Brien, who has he's been beaten in the ruck so far by Van Haddam. No doubt the midfield coaches would have had a chat to him and looked for him to lift his output in this second half. Mensch had about 5 goes at that mark. couldn't reel it in, so it's a ground ball instead to be won. Templeton keeps on fighting, and he might be penalised again here for diving on it. No, umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt on that occasion, and we'll ball it up. Templeton, who's kicked a lot of goals in the carnival, he's one that's tried really hard in this game, but it's the same story with a lot of the country boys. Same with Walker, who got that handball there. Just hasn't quite come together today. Kennedy, kick inside 50, was looking for Elliott. And McGowan there bumped him off the line of the footy and then goes and tackles Sosa. He worked a little kick away, but straight to Bradley. Handball near the boundary line. McGowan helps it on its way. It's still alive. It's won by Antonellis. Handball for Spencer. Down low's able to gather it. And Teixeira, really clever kick. Put it out in front of Antonellis. And Metro building. Antonellis showing a clean pair of heels there. Handball inside. Hicks from 55. He was just a little bit cramped, wasn't he? I'm surprised he didn't try and balk the oncoming defender there, and his kick went away and out of bounds on the full.
Well called, Brent, just beforehand. That was a beautiful kick from Teixeira to the advantage of Antonellis. And then the handball from Antonellis to Hicks, who didn't have to break stride as well, and he has that flying shot. Unfortunately, Hicks couldn't finish off. But a couple of really nice disposals there from a couple of Vic Metro prime movers. Awkward ball there for Van Hatten, but did well to trap it. And now Antonellis handballs it further forward, but he was under pressure. Walker intercepts. Phillips. Geez, he's flared that across the face of goal. And bounce was awkward for Harrington. Did have some time. He's got pressure from Woolhouse. Now Surson, who's been one of Vic Country's leading ball winners today, short to Neocleus. And just taking it in the field of play, though, is Templeton, who was playing deep forward in Vic Country's most recent games, but is pushed up the ground a little bit more today. Pulls the trigger with a kick into the middle, and Harrington collects and looks up. Goes short, and I think he was looking there for Armstrong, but he was under the pump there from McGowan. Wigmore with another intercept possession. Handball over the top. Missed Starapoli, though. Starapoli's tackled well, though, today. And forces a ball up here on the wing at Mars Stadium. A sun-bathed Mars Stadium as well. Beautiful day for footy.
Just on Armstrong, a name we haven't called too much. Tanner Armstrong, a Richmond NGA prospect. They haven't had too many of those down the years, have they, the Tigers?
Well, they could have had Cody Walker.
Yeah.
They could have. That's a bit of a sore point there for Richmond fans, but he's nominated Carlton.
They haven't had too many father-sons either, Richmond, in recent times. Of course, he's a free kick here to Van Hatten in the ruck, by the way. And, well read there by Cook. Of course, they had Louis Callaway, who played for SA in the Carnival, but elected not to draft Louis last season. As we're watching Chapman wheel around and drive the Metro side along inside 50. Leader had his jumper pulled. And Harrison's going to be rewarded here with a set shot right in front. The boy who's pulled himself out of his deathbed this week. He had an impact.
Yes, had a virus during the week, but he's got up and he's going for his third goal. We just saw the beautiful movement there of Harrison Chapman, who was able to get out of space, and he just covers the ground so well. No wonder I think AFL clubs are looking at Harrison Chapman very, very quickly. He's got a penetrating kick, and he covers the ground so well.
So Harrison, leader, swag of Northern Knights boys in the team today, and local footy at McLeod lining up for goal number 3. Right in front. Nice looking approach. Again, the goal umpire just had to shuffle a little bit, but it's through the middle, and Harrison, leader, with his 3rd goal of the day, and Vic Metro's 14th, as they continue to just have this margin swell further and further and further.
Gee, so they've got their 3 key forwards today. Harry Leader with 3 at 193 centimetres. Gafer with 3, 194 centimetres. And Woolhouse with 3, 194 centimetres. So their keys have really stretched Vic Country today. The delivery, I think, though, has probably been the main difference between the two sides. Vic Metro's forward-half connection has been so much more superior compared to Vic Country. Van Hatten up high. What a tap. Down to Cook. Feeds Tippett. From the textbook out of the centre clearance there, Vic Metro. McGowan waits for the bounce on the outer side. Receives it now. Short to Chapman. Sousa did well to get a hand back. And will pick up the ball in defence. Smooth mover, Andrew Sousa. Hand pass over the top to Kennedy. Waited for Nichols to provide some drive from behind, and his kick is pinpoint. Hanegraaff. Waited for someone to run past. Now elects to kick short. Hoping for Elliott. Decisive fist away there from Parker. Part of his stingy defence of Vic Metro. Now, has that been touched by Burrows? I don't think it has. It was a handball from Bradley. It's gone out of bounds, and a last touch Free kick here to Neocleus. Stabs it short. Walker. Wastes no time. Hit the ground running. From the pocket to the top of the goal square. Milady! There's a highlight. Had his name written all over it and let his natural leap and sticky hands do the work. Strong mark from Will Milady. A glimpse of his talent on display there. And clubs have been well aware of Will Milady's talent for a number of years. Last year on AFL Grand Final Day in the traditional under-17 futures game, he kicked 5 goals and to have a massive impact. Kicked 2 goals against the Allies in round 1, a goal against WA in round 2, missed the last game, and now he's got a goal this game. And a much-needed one for Vic Country. Will Milady's a serious talent. Country get their second, 2-6-18. It's their first of the second half, trailing Vic Metro 14-4, 88. And while the kick mightn't have looked great off the boot from Cody Walker, it did allow Will Milady to go to work and use one of his best traits on display, which is his leap and high marking ability.
Had just the one disposal in the first half, Milady, so he's been in amongst it already in the early minutes of the third quarter. That was his third disposal in this term, and a goal, of course. A name that I've seen in the first round mock drafts, doing the rounds.
Yep, he'll be up there.
Brilliantly again down. That was Hounsome this time in the ruck for Knapp. Inside 50. Leader goes to ground. Couldn't hold on this time. McGowan pops it up to the goal square. Woolhouse was there, but he was at the back, so he had to spoil. Leader's handball, no good. Nichols doing well in tight. Here's Drever. Starting to get a monopoly on the footy here, the Vic Country boys. Sousa again and Kennedy. Nice touch on the kick out to Keenan Boy, who comes up to take the mark. And he goes in search of Mensch on the outer wing. Playing better now, Vic Country. Sousa gets another touch. That kick at the ankles there of Elliott. Made it tough for him. He continues to fly the flag with the pressure here, Archie Elliott. And we'll have a ball up just outside 50. Speaking of the mock drafts, Benny, when's yours? When's yours coming out?
Oh, a mock draft. Well, I'll have a rankings hopefully coming out in a couple of days' time. Try and do a top 30. But it's mightily hard this year, Brent, to say the least, because it's pretty even from about, I reckon, number 7 or 8 onwards. Kennedy explodes away from space. Probably took an unnecessary bounce, but it might work. As Mensch inside 50 at the mark. Had the ball intercepted there by Billy Wigmore. Dangerous kick straight to Williams. He marks. Ball in good hands, though. Normally makes good decisions. Goes short, Noah Williams, who's, I would think, right in the top 10 mix, Noah Williams, this year. He went Hanegraaff he found Hanegraaff inside the arc. Geelong Falcons prospect had 20 touches and 9 contested possessions against South Australia. Short run-up from just inside 50. Did it carry? Oh, it's still in play. It wasn't rushed through in the end by Vic Metro. So it spills here to Teixeira. He's brought down by Antrobus. Wigmore, Hodgson, Spencer got a hospital hand pass there and allowed Harrington to come through and wrap up his Vic Metro opponent. And it will be balled up just outside the 50-metre arc here at Ballarat, with Vic Metro holding a commanding 70-point lead.
They are in attack here at Country. Mensch hooked it down. Oh, that's got to be a free kick to Keenan Boyd. No. Umpire said play on. So they continue toiling here, Country. Drever kicking board. It was a good idea there from Hanegraaff. Kick goes wider still from the number 6 there, Neocleus. And in the pocket, tossing it up towards the goal mouth. All Metro back there. It was awkward for a moment, but Wigmore's able to make sense of it. Kicks up towards the wing. Cook stood under it bravely. Walker and Elsuki. Walker just kept it moving forward. Oh, what a tackle from Elsuki. Love his attack. Picked up by Gafer. Prods it towards the goal square. The mark and the goal, but the free kick for a push in the back against Woolhouse. And Clay Nichols will take it right on the last line for Country.
It was a good kick from Elsuki as well. Just unfortunately, Woolhouse used his body illegally. Teixeira brings his opponent over the line. We've talked about Teixeira's forward 50 or kicking, or inside 50 kicking, as well as his ability to hit the scoreboard, but his defensive pressure as well. He's a powerful player, both offensively and defensively, for Vic Metro. It's a boundary throw-in. Van Hatten will have a look here at a forward 50 stoppage. One-on-one with Mensch. Van Hatten backed his ability, couldn't quite take it cleanly. Elsuki again with the pressure. He's going to be rewarded. He's having a big game Khaled El-Suki, among the number one tacklers in the game so far. And in 50 metres as well. Noah Williams not too happy with it now. Will that be reversed? Because El-Suki put Williams down behind the ball. Umpires say no, it will be a 50-metre penalty. Tippett was also involved in the tackle, and I think he's going to be rewarded with the set shot from point-blank range. Angus Tippett having a big day. He's got 2 goals. Angus Tippett to go with 19 disposals, the leading ball winner on the ground. Can't have done much more to boost his prospects today.
I just want to talk about El-Suki again. I mean, hasn't had huge numbers. We spoke about him in the first half. 176 centimetres. He looks like he's a player who loves and, in fact, relishes playing out of his weight division, fighting out of his weight division, and doesn't mind the dirty stuff as well. He was getting in the faces there of the Vic Country boys.
Which is, I think, what scouts want to see. I think we've seen a couple of terrific small forwards in that kind of mould in recent years. I think Isaac Kako a couple of years ago and Hassel Ashka as well, sort of similar forward players coming out of NGA there for Essendon. But Dogs fans should get excited.
Here come Country out of the middle, Neocleus and Williams. They looked like they were going to come forward with a bit more purpose than that. They just got knocked off course. Walker got it from Sosa. Handball to Mensch. Careful kick inside 50, but it misses Templeton by a mile. Marked by Tate Hodgson, who kicks as far as he can towards the outer side. He had his teammate there who got it off to McGowan. Kick inside 50, and how quickly they move the ball up into the attacking area after that intercept mark, and Harvey Cook is going to line up for goal.
Such a busy player, Harvey Cook. He often ends up in the right place at the right time, and that does come down to work rate. He tacks the ball hard. There is a question mark, I think, on his disposal efficiency, but I just think his work rate's outstanding. I think he'll be featuring in the top 30 a little bit later this week. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Another one that stands at 176 centimetres, but belies his size with the way that he plays. Lining up for his second goal. Made okay contact. Cannons into the goalpost. And it's a long rebound for Antrim, just behind there. So Harvey Cook 1 goal 1.
Had a great carnival. Harvey Cook will be right up there, I think, in all Australian calculations, which will be announced in a couple of days' time. Kevin Shifter-Sheen and a couple of members of the AFL, as well as club recruiters, come together and pick that all-Australian side. Be interesting to see what they do with the ruck, because we've got Harry Van Hatten playing a great game today, but Benji Van Rooyen has been excellent for WA, as well as Ethan Herbert for South Australia. Big calls there. Teixeira, quick hands. Bounce was important there for Spencer, and he got a good one. Inside 50. Cook again. This time had it thumped away. Recovers at ground level. Feeds it out to Knapp. Kick wasn't great off the boot. El-Suki lurking. Quick hands, though, out to Templeton. He'll go through the middle of Mars Stadium, but send it straight to Teixeira. The last person you want kicking the ball inside 50. Through the hands of about 3 players there. Kennedy picked it up. A pressure applied there by Woolhouse. Armstrong is at the back, had time to recover. Kennedy with the relieving kick brings it away. Bounce important here. Well played by Templeton. Used his body well. Walker not great off the boot, but Boy was first to meet it. Spun out of trouble superbly. And a deep inside 50 here for Vic Country. At the back, bounce was good there for Ellick. Handball to Elliott. Wants to get himself into the game and does. Archie Elliott arrives with a goal. His 6th of the carnival. That time, Vic Country wasn't pretty coming forward, but Jet Ellick with a nice contest inside 50 allowed Elliott to snap and kick his first of the day, and Vic Country's 3rd.
I tell you what I like, it's Gus Kennedy and his ability. He seems to be able to kick it pretty well on both feet.
Yep.
And even at this level, not every player can do that. You would think that if you get to this level, you'd have boys that and girls, of course, and the under-18 girls can kick it well on both feet, but that's not necessarily the case.
Yep.
But it was Kennedy's ability there to be able to turn onto his left and get good territory with the kick and put it into a spot where his teammates can go and get it, rather than double back, try and get onto his right boot and put himself back into trouble. So they're starting to get the scoreboard ticking over a little bit in this third quarter here, Country, as they scramble for it in midfield. Tapped out the way of Teixeira. I think the Country boys thought that might have been a throw. Nice gather down low by Hounsome, who turns onto his right boot and has kicked a fabulous goal. Good effort there from Lewis Hounsome, the 198-centimetre player. Picked it up off his bootlaces. And then he was still a good 45 metres out. Had no issues curling it round from the angle there. And through she sails for another one for Vic Metro, and they're able to get that quick response again.
And another key position forward for Vic Metro, hitting the scoreboard for multiple goals. Hounsome now has 2. Takes his tally for the championships to 5 as well. So he's having an influence, no doubt about that. So ball will come back in the middle. This time it'll be Templeton to get the clearance. Antrobus streaming off half back. Spears it short. Punched away from Mensch. Antrobus came again. Brought down. Great tackle by Harry Van Hatten. Seeing glimpses today of his work around the ground, which is, I think, what fans have been wanting to see. I think particularly Essendon and Richmond fans have been wanting to see from Harry Van Hatten in the past couple of weeks at championships level. Antonella streaming through him, was taken high. Can reset here for Metro. Wants to go laterally. Chapman will go further towards the wing. Parker has broken free here, but has Harrington for company. Big one-on-one here, and Harrington might have been held without the ball. Won it and got it to Phillips, who breaks away but can't break the Chapman tackle. Excellent defensive pressure from Harrison Chapman. Wins it back for Metro. Spears it short. Hicks inboard. Knapp continuing his prolific carnival. Tippett screaming for it on the opposite wing. He goes more direct than that. Inside 50. Punched away. El Suki lurking at ground level. Wins it. Looking for the free kick. None forthcoming. Comes to leader. Bounces away from Vic Metro's forward line. And now Ladbrook with a relieving kick. Hoping for Boyd, but it's pinched by Burrows.
It's well taken, and he's got plenty of options inside forward 50. Just mulls on the kick a moment. Comes out wide here to Hounsome, who kicked that very nice goal a moment ago, and he's pointing towards the sticks, signalling his intentions. He's going to go hunting goal number 3. Big Louis Hounsome.
He's probably got the distance in him, but it's a tough set shot from that angle.
Well, as soon as he marked it, he went back off the mark with purpose. We're all looking at Lewis Hounsome. He doesn't go for goal. He puts it up towards the goal square area, and disappointingly it's marked by his direct opponent, I reckon, in Snell. He sends it out to the running Max Thompson. Through half back he goes. Kicks towards the outer side over the head of Alec, who doubles back. Bradley's there with him. Bradley knocked it out of bounds. Tyson Bradley, where have you got him in terms of the key defenders?
Well, I think, so you've called Clancy Snell just beforehand. I think he's probably slightly highly regarded, as is, I would say, Mitch Harris from South Australia. They're probably, I would say, the 2 key defenders most highly sought after here. Now, there's been something happening off the ball. Umpire's having a word to Ladbrook. So Vic Country got the free kick, and now it's a 50-metre penalty. So a couple of infringements there against Metro. It's come all the way here. I reckon, so it's starting on the arc. So what I reckon has happened here is that an anti-density rule has been paid. A free kick has been paid against Metro. So Milady to Williams, who's favoured by the left boot, kicks it out wide, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. So just for clarity, in the National Under-18 Championships, at every stoppage you have to have a certain amount of players in each arc. So if the ball's inside the forward arc, I think you need to have at least 2 pairs of players inside the arc at the other end of the ground. That didn't happen for Vic Metro. Free kick was paid, but they can't quite make the most of it.
Metro on the march again. Have you seen that one paid a lot in the under-18s?
It happened in the under-18 girls, and there was a triple header at Dandenong last week, and it actually was paid a couple of times as well. Right. So the umpires, I think, at least give some warning. But I think particularly later in the game, if a team hasn't adhered to it, you do see it played a bit.
So we've got a stoppage on the outer side here. There's a free kick for holding the ball. Gee, that was a hot call by the umpire out there. Free kick to be taken here by Noah Williams. And I can just see on his scouting reports 3 words. Uses it well. And you saw there, that was well placed, although pretty well defended by Wigmore, who brought it to ground. McGowan, handball forward of the play. Head over the footy. Here was Knapp, I think that was, who was taken without it. And Geordie will take his free kick. Closing minutes here of the third quarter. Knapp, it's a three-quarter kick in towards the full forward area. Here's a chance for El Suki.
Yes.
Very nice finish. Front and centre, outside of the left boots. And Bulldog fans, you've got a good one on the way.
I think we've been waiting for that moment. He'd been threatening all game. He'd done a lot of team-orientated things. He applied great pressure. He set up a scoring opportunity in the second quarter. This time he gets scoreboard reward for effort. Khaled El Suki. He's a beauty. He's a great character as well. He's out of the Western Jets and is also part of the Islamic College of Sport. He didn't play early for Vic Metro due to an ankle injury, and I think he was available for selection for Vic Metro, but sort of won his place back in via the Talent League, and he's had some big games at Talent League level. I think he mentioned earlier he's kicked 31 goals at Talent League level, including 2 bags of 6, so can hit the scoreboard. Inside 50 go Metro, and a nice mark there from Staropoli, who intercepts and repels here for Vic Metro as we tick into the final couple of minutes of this third quarter. A much better showing from Vic Country in this term, but the scoreboard still reads 83 points in favour of Metro. Ball with Woolhouse. He's one of 3 players with 3 goals for Metro today. Thumps it off the boot. Inside 50. Leader!
Oh.
Great read. Too smart and too strong there for Serson. And he, as I just mentioned, is one of 3 players with 3 goals today, along with Woolhouse and Gafer. He can put through a 4th here, Harrison Leader. So a member, again, of this Northern Knights Talent League program. Plays his junior footy with McLeod. Missed out in the past 2 games for Vic Metro. Stacked forward line. But my word, has he made an impact today. On the 3-quarter time siren. Shanked it off the boot. Didn't look great. And it's through for a behind. It's a rare blemish, it has to be said, though, for Vic Metro today. 17 goals, 6, 108. Leading Vic Country 3-6-24 as we turn for home. 1 more quarter left in the 2026 Marsh Under-18 National Boys Championships. And it's coming up on the other side of this on afl.com.au and the official AFL Live app. 1 quarter to go in the Marsh National Under-18 Championships for 2026. And Metro storming towards another impressive win. 17-6, 108, leading Vic Country 3-6-24. An imposing performance from the opening ball up. Multiple goals to Leader, Gayfer and Woolhouse for Vic Metro. They got 3 each, and 2 for Hounsome and Tippett. And just the 3 goals to Vic Country, all singles to Milady, Elliott and Jet Alec. Beautiful day for footy in Ballarat. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Brent Sternberg to call the final quarter of the Marsh National Under-18 Championships. One final quarter at the top level for these players to impress. Here's Brent.
And Country would like to see if they can win this final quarter. They've been beaten in the previous 3 on the scoreboard despite playing better in that third term. We are underway in the middle. It begins with a real scrap. Teixeira came through. He had to hurdle a couple of players hunched over the footy, and Cook was going nowhere. Just having a look at Clancy Snell, who was being put through his paces there just as this quarter begun. Okay. He's on the bench at the moment. What didn't look like he was moving too freely. Risk versus reward there. See if they want to bring him back into the fray as Van Haddam, I should say. Handball out wide. Here's McGowan battling well with Boy, but Boy won the day. Phillips crafts a little kick to Milady. He gave us a highlight in that third quarter, didn't he, with that great grab. And now he's going to try and set things up ahead of the play. It's an interesting old kick. I think he changed his mind right at the last moment there and did well in the end to find Phillips, who's still too far out to score. That's not a good kick at all. And McGowan couldn't believe his luck. It came straight into his lap.
Just sums up Vic Country's entries inside 50 all day. Van Haddam with a slick pick up on the half volley there. Ends up with Hicks. Kicks to half forward. There's some holding. It's against Country and Ladbroke. Teixeira takes the advantage. Inside 50. Caught behind was Hounsome. Elsuki tracking Armstrong here. Armstrong overran the ball. Surson was almost taken high. Just turned his body at the last moment. Forward 50 stoppage now for the Vic Metro forward line. 108 plays 24. McGowan and Tippett, the 2 leading ball winners on the ground for Metro. Here's Chapman at the back. Here is and McGowan as well. Got a hand pass to Chapman. Immediately wrapped up by Kennedy, but taken high. And Chapman has it. Immediately looks to pass off. But it is a congested forward 50. We've seen a couple of terrific goals from that part of the ground, but considering that the sun's a lot lower now, tough task here for Harrison Chapman. We'll have about 40 metres to cover. Wrong side for a right footer. Let's fly. It's low, it's across the face, and it's almost marked by Gayfer on the last line. He's looking for a 4th major. Rushed through for a behind. Antrobus will bring it away for Vic Country.
I think Clancy Snell's just been given the instructions. Clancy, go and sit down, mate. He's in the ear of the medical people. He wants to come back on, which is great to see, but I think the wiser heads are trying to tell him, we might just shut you down for the day, mate. There's Walker, who's had an interesting afternoon, Blues fans, tuning in for the first time today. That kick was hoping for Milady, but well taken by Tyson Bradley, who we were talking about in that third quarter. He's played a lot of his junior footy actually as a key forward, Tyson, but the coaches at the Sandy Dragons have trained him over the summer as a defender, and that's where he's been playing in the under-18 carnival.
Good move too. Yep. So he's been outstanding in defence for Vic Metro this carnival.
But we do often see players who play in their draft year at one end of the ground and then they go into the big league as Van Haddam takes a nice mark and they actually get switched around. You mentioned Jacob Van Rooyen, who was a defender for WA, wasn't he, and then has been morphed into a forward for Melbourne, playing very well. Van Haddam up to the next contest. Can someone take this mark? Hounsome, 3 or 4 goes. Someone else might have had a piece of that as well in there, as we've got another tie-up as Tippett is tackling Clay Nichols right on the point of the centre square.
Great mark from Van Haddam, as Brent called just before. He's in the ruck contest here against O'Brien and was held. And then Buick took the advantage. Inside 50, and Armstrong, in the end, was able to intercept. It's been a ball magnet in defence for Vic Country all carnival. A little quieter today, but sets Country up here. Antrobus to Nichols to Boy. Juggles the mark, keeps the momentum going. Great ball movement here. Awkward half volley for Milady, but he makes it work, does the team thing, hits Neocleus. And it's been a quiet day so far for Marlon Neocleus on return so far. This is just disposal number 9 coming up for him, but he is a lively type. He's so highly regarded for his discipline and his character and his professionalism. Snaps across the face of goal and through for a behind. He's missed the past couple of games due to back spasms, but in round one against the Allies, when Cody Walker and Noah Williams both went injured, he moved into the middle, had 21 touches, 5 score involvements and 5 clearances as well, so he's a serious player.
Metro playing the outer side. Here's McGowan, who just keeps on finding the footy. That's disposal number 24. Tops for Vic Metro today, so he's finishing his carnival in fine style. Backwards they come into the defensive 50 here, trying to switch the angles. Hodgson. That kick went the required distance, apparently. This is Wigmore at half-back for the Metro boys, who are going to make a clean sweep of the championship this year. There's a nice mark, intercept mark taken by Thompson. We'll see him play in the carnival, no doubt, again next season, being a bottom ager this year. On to Drever. Marks on the paint of the 50, scanning the field up ahead, and just places the kick. How nonchalant was that? And boy.
Someone described Ethan Drever to me as a right-footed Finn Callahan.
Oh, right, okay.
Which I didn't mind in terms of his body size, his ability, his sidestep and agility in congestion, and then the explosive pace out the front of congestion and stoppage as well, which has seen a couple of brilliant goals this year. And nice display there to find Keenan Boy. Hawthorn
NGA, an Indigenous boy, and also has Mauritian heritage. Can he kick a goal? He's been pretty good today, Keenan Boy, and he's going to have to wait as he misses that one to the left-hand side. A Gippsland Power Boy in Warrigal, 182 centimetres.
So Vic Metro through Hodgson, no one on the mark, so allowed to lope along, hit McGowan. Another busy performance from Albert McGowan. Consistent champs campaign for him. Teixeira's been busier in the second half. Involved again to Devers. Has Cook running for him. Elects not to use him by a hand. Goes instead with a deep kick inside 50. Wallhouse was there. Antrobus gets back and applies the defensive spoil. Good positioning there from Will Antrobus, who's a member of the Dandenong Stingrays. Big improver, competitive, and a lovely kick, which we've seen a couple of times today.
He was on a lot of the to-watch lists at the start of the season, Antrobus. What have you made of his carnival?
I think he's been solid. I think overall he's been one of the improvers throughout the year to put himself in draft calculations, no doubt. Here's Hounsome. Handballs to Antonellis. Chips it short. Leader on the lead. Takes the mark. And then he plays on quickly, does the team thing. And Gus Teixeira will have a look at the goals. The number 9 has been so good throughout this carnival. He'd be close to a lock, I reckon, for the All-Australian side. It's had 14 disposals today, 5 inside 50s. He's kicked the 7 goals so far in the carnival and deserves another. He'll be right at the top of draft boards now and deep into this year. Gus Teixeira misses to the near side. Deserved a goal to cap off his carnival. Still plenty of time, though, in the Marsh National Under-18 Championships. We've got just under 18 minutes left.
And Teixeira, what's the story with him and being or not being in the Saints NGA? Okay.
I'm not as familiar with that story, but the Saints certainly had a look at it and tried to get him linked, but didn't quite come to fruition for them.
You're wondering about that surname, Brazilian heritage. He'll be disappointed with that kick. He's been a good finisher in the carnival this year in front of goal. Ladbrook's nice kick into the middle. And now Kennedy on the end of the handball and out on the lead come Jet Alec, who kicked country's first goal today when nobody else seemed to be able to find the major opening. But again, Kennedy, who we've mentioned a few times today, uses it really well. And for one of the few times this afternoon, they've been able to honour one of the leads of their leading forwards, Jet Alec, looking for his second goal. It's a laconic-looking kicking action, and on this occasion, it's an unsuccessful one. Away to the right-hand side. Was he far off being selected in the mid-season draft?
It wasn't really linked to a lot of clubs, I think. I asked the same question as well, and there wasn't a lot of love for him around, but certainly clubs have been watching the Talent League this year, have been impressed by his improvement and his competitiveness, and I think just in general that he's a lot more confident in his own ability now. So it's been good to see. So Metro with Hicks and now Cook. He marks. Too far out to score, but he flares it towards El Suki, who takes the mark. I think we've seen why he's regarded by some as a first-round draft prospect and why the Bulldogs might have to get themselves ready for a first-round bid as well. So he's got 1 goal so far today. As Brent has mentioned, it feels like he's been more influential than what the stat sheet has suggested. He's coming up for only his 8th disposal, but he's laid the 5 tackles. 4 of his 7 touches so far have led to scores. Make it 5 of 8, but it's a minor for Khaled El Suki. As Vic Metro continue to kick away from Vic Country.
And Khaled plays for the Western Jets, but he has also played a couple of games for the Bashar Houli team, being in that particular academy.
Yep.
They work closely, obviously, with the Richmond Footy Club.
Hassel Ashka's come through the Bashar Houli Academy as well.
It's been a really good addition to the footy landscape here in Victoria. Kick just missed Ethan Drever there. Williams and Kennedy getting involved again. Hanegraaff up to half forward. And a free kick there for front-on contact. He just got himself, Harrington, a little bit miscombobulated. And Parker earns the free kick at half-back for Metro. He's got a short option here in Hodgson. And there have been rocks in the back 50 in the Carnival, Hodgson and Bradley for the eventual champions. His boy's been pretty damn good as well. Knapp, an expansive kick. Wigmore. And then McGowan, who just keeps on finding the footy. Long kick, inside forward 50, Gayfer. Read it well, just sifted across the front there and took the nice mark. He's gone a little quiet after a fine start. 3 goals in the first quarter. He's not going to go for goal here. He's going to go into the pocket, out into the pocket, I should say, and El Suki will get another chance from the depths of the right forward pocket.
Yep, and he's on the right side for a left footer as well. But with the sun in his eyes, it's not an easy kick.
I just missed that one a moment ago from about 20 metres out, slide angle. Khaled El Suki is on the approach in search of another Vic Metro goal. Sends it on its way, fading across, and the mark not paid, so Gayfer has almost ended up kicking that one. In fact, he has. He's kicked it behind he and everybody else there in that contest. A very bizarre passage of play, off hands and out of bounds.
Looked clean in terms of the take. He might have ripped it away from someone, but you normally see them paid. Nonetheless, it gives Vic Metro a chance to have a look inside 50 here. Gayfer will do the ruck work with Van Hattem off the ground at the moment. He's ready to come back on pretty soon. Gayfer and Mensch to share at the back, trying to run onto it. Met though first by Hanegraaff. Paddled it out wide, but only as far as Hicks. Hounsome checks the kick over the head of Leader, but into the lap of Woolhouse. That's a nice moment there from Hounsome. I think has got better as this carnival has gone on, and I think has built well into this year. There's sort of talk in the lead up this year, Brent, to watch out for the Twin Towers inside 50 in Northern Knights in terms of Van Hattem and Hounsome. I think Van Hattem's gone well ahead of Hounsome in that race to be the best player, if there is such a thing. But Hounsome has had a very solid carnival, and Woolhouse has had an excellent day. He has got 4 goals. Not bad for your first game as a Metro player in 2026. And that is now 18 goals, 9, 117 for Metro. They lead country by 90 points, 3-9-27.
And he's taken a bunch of marks as well, Woolhouse. 7, including getting on the end of that beautiful kick from Hounsome. Ball going back to the middle. So what will the rest of the season look like for a lot of these boys, Benny? They'll go back and play in a talent league?
They will. There might be a little bit of school footy to tidy up as well, and then a lot of talent league in sort of August, September. The one thing that I have liked in past couple of years is we might now see a couple of the top prospects play some VFL footy. You've seen that with Blake Justice playing some VFL footy this weekend, but I think it's a big reason. We saw Sam Grill last year play 3 VFL games for Richmond. I think that connection really helped. I think Richmond really liked him as well. We've seen Sam Lawler and Finn O'Sullivan play VFL footy at about this time in the year. So hopefully we get to see that a little bit more at State League.
Walker's handball went astray. Antonellis Oh, umpires have been generous today with some of these kicks. They said that went the required distance, and a shot at goal here for Cody Buick. And we'll line it up from as good as directly in front. Yeah, Cody Walker's played a bunch with Carlton this year, and Cooper Hodge as well, who we were really impressed by when we were here a week and a half ago. He's played some games for Brisbane as well. So Cody Buick, the underage Essendon father-son, has made a fair fist of it today. His first game in the carnival. Needs that one to come back on the breeze. Gee, it was a wonky old one off the boot, wasn't it? It goes away and misses to the left-hand side. But there's a name to put in your little black book, Bombers fans, for next year. There's
a report from Cal Toomey on afl.com.au during the week that Essendon, as part of their assistance package, have been floating the idea of maybe getting priority access, no bidding on Cody Buick next year as well. Interesting to see if that comes to fruition or not, as Tippett kicks inside 50 and the mark has been juggled by Woolhouse in the pocket. He's already got the 4, and he's very much within range here to have a look at a 5th, and deservedly so. He's been pretty accurate in front of the sticks today. Kicked the 4 goals straight. Coming up for his 12th disposal, taking the 7 marks. Looked impressive for Vic Metro. It's high and it is straight. Lovely set shot. Flynn Woolhouse with a 5th. That's a handsome handful for Flynn Woolhouse, and we're getting very close to the 100-point margin barrier. It's now 97 points in favour of Vic Metro. 19-10, 124 to Vic Country. 3-9-27. They've put on some big scores so far this carnival, Vic Metro. They've kicked today 124. They kicked 111 against South Australia at Marvel a few weeks ago, then 139 at this venue against the Allies as well. So they've been a powerful offensive force.
Well, he's put in a performance today, Flynn Woolhouse, that I can imagine some of the scouts might have thought, oh, okay, we might have to go and dig a little deeper with him. And have another look as Metro go racing out of the middle again. Nichols was there to tidy it up, and away through Antrobus, and now the running Phillips shares the handball with Drever, who's had a bounce, looking to get it back to Phillips. Eventually gets it under his control. It's a long kick to full forward. Oh, Elliott did ever so well. Just got the opponent under the footy, and it took a fine grab, doubling back. He's a part of the congregation up forward for Country who've gone a little cold and a little frosty in this game, particularly in this last quarter. Elliott's been there to kick a bag of goals in this carnival this year. Goal umpire ran a long way, but he has snuck it home. Archie Elliott kicks the goal, a rare one on a quiet day for him. It was just his 4th disposal, but he has kicked his third major.
And he's been lively. We saw him a couple of weeks ago against South Australia, and he bobbed up at the right time as well. Kicked the 4 goals, 2 from 9 touches. It's a player that clearly doesn't need a lot of the footy to have an impact as well. He's an interesting size at 182 centimetres. He kind of plays as a hybrid forward rather than a small forward at that height as well. He's got obviously good hands for a player of his size. Back in the middle, Van Hatten was going to get a free kick. You can clearly see that the Vic Country rucks today have had little answers at ruck contests for Van Hatten. He's got a lot of free kicks today. Woolhouse marks. Inside 50. Kick might have been smothered off the boot. Taken by Knapp. Spins out of trouble. Teixeira waiting on the outside. Tippett looking to gather. Slips the tackle. He was taken high, in fact. And it's going to be coming back to Angus Tippett, who's had another prolific game for Vic Metro. Wastes no time, and he's got it again. Flynn Woolhouse. He's got 5. Tough angle. That was disposal number 22 as well for Angus Tippett to go with a couple of goals and 4 clearances for him. But what an opportunity coming up for Flynn Woolhouse. I saw Jack Slattery kick 6 for South Australia a few weeks back. Can Woolhouse equal that mark? It's going to go across the face of goal. Gafer was there. Alec got back to thump it through for a behind. So ticking towards full time here. Just over 5 minutes remaining. And Metro holding a commanding lead.
Final few moments of the under-18 carnival this year. Vic Metro boys dominating again. Armstrong received from the kick-in. Phillips at half-back. Oh, the aggressive ball movement. Well, it just got past Teixeira, who had a swing and a miss, and Hanegraaff goes across and found Max Thompson and Ladbrook. It looks like he's been pushed up further afield after starting the game deep in defence. And now Drever, Thompson, who's run really hard to provide the option here. Just a little stumble, had to handball it inside 50. Hounsome, round and around he goes in the tackle of Templeton. And a ball up inside forward 50 for Country.
Just watched Ethan Drever caught in there. Just put on the jets in the middle of the ground and get to half 40. Just had that burst of speed that was so explosive to provide an option there.
Templeton hunting this footy. Drever again. Handball to Boy, and Boy's going to run right in and kick the goal. And he has deserved that one, Keenan Boy, because he's tried hard out on the wing and out on the flanks today. Missed that set shot earlier in this quarter, but he's got a goal to go for his troubles today, Keenan Boy. That's 12 disposals now and a major.
His third goal for the Carnival as well. So, as you mentioned earlier, he's tied to Hawthorn via their Next Generation Academy. I can see him getting a bid in the national draft as well. He's got some speed. We just saw it just on that occasion. Some speed and acceleration away from congestion. Able to get away and finish calmly there. Also love his pressure, and his energy and intensity and attack on the ball has been impressive for Vic Country as well. A member of the Gippsland Power who have got a fair class, I think, has to be said this year. Scotty McDougall and the team done a nice job down there at the Gippsland Power. Van Haddam and Alec matched him pretty well there, but through comes Teixeira. The centre clearance inside 50, marked by Surson. Able to intercept, but a tough day for Darcy Surson and the Vic Country defence today, but a nice moment for him there. Walker up high, able to take the mark. Prolific first half, dropped off a little bit in the second half, but Blues fans know they're getting a star of the future. Alec couldn't quite hold on to it. Taken by Elliott, handball over the top to Templeton. Brought down, ball spills free, Cook gathers cleanly. Nicely done. Handball to Devers. Tippett sweeps it over the top. Another touch from McGowan. He'll provide the drive off half-back, and it's a beautiful kick inboard to Devers. He's got players in the middle of the ground. Tippett, as McGowan running past, uses him. It was an interesting choice considering a Vic Country player was right in his tail. Turnover. Harrington wastes no time. Inside 50, Ellick is favoured by the kick, up high, couldn't take the mark. No free kick to him, taken away by Bradley. He goes inboard and Parker's away.
And they are out here, numbers everywhere, Metro. Parker kept his kick short, found El Suki. I reckon this is his third mark inside forward 50 in this final quarter, El Suki. And will he back himself here from all of 50 metres out? No, he's got the leader that popped open late, and he just drops it into the little space there that Kobe Buick exploited. Kobe's going to have another crack at his goal here. He had one earlier. Shanked it. Still got some leads opening up, but Kobe's going to take the ascendancy here. Playing in the under-16s at Strathmore last year, and he kicked 10 goals in consecutive games.
Yeah, decent couple of weeks.
He knows how to find the big sticks. That kick is a lot better than the previous one. It only just cleared the line, but it's straight and it's true, and it's another goal for Vic Metro, as Kobe Buick adds his name to the growing list of goal kickers for the Metro boys.
I think ideally he would have liked to have played a lot more games for Vic Metro in this carnival. He's only in for his first today, but he's had a back injury to start his 2026 campaign, which has interrupted his season. But he's going to be right up there in the draft pool next year. There's a lot of club-tied players at the top end of next year's class. Louis Salopek, who's tied to Port Adelaide as well, is certainly one to watch. Zemmers Pilot is also another Port Adelaide tied one. The coming years to Vita Roden as well. So lots for fans to get excited about and keep a keen eye on the draft class coming through. Cook in the middle. Had it from Van Haddam. Pinched by Walker. He's immediately wrapped up. Cody Walker today been busy as always for Vic Country. He's had the 19 disposals. Ball feels free here towards Kennedy. Hicks was tracking it as well. McGowan up to meet him. Thompson clean. Inboard to Armstrong. Coming up for his 19th disposal. Flares it wide to Snell. Another impressive game for Snell behind the footy. Serson to the hard-running Mensch. Templeton wants it short, as does Hanegraaff. Great defensive spoil from Parker. Sends it into the fence. It is typifying the Vic Metro defence, that the spoil there from Kai Parker. They've been so diligent all carnival, and they played a big role in Vic Metro's dominant 2026 champs.
Final seconds here at Mars Stadium. Dominant performance from Vic Metro. They pulled the Allies apart here a few weeks ago, and they've done the same to Vic Country. They sweep the under-18 championships this season, Vic Metro, and they close proceedings with a 92-point thumping on their Victorian counterparts, 20-11-131, and they beat Vic Country 5-9, 39, 92.